Leah, hey, congratulations on your new film, Trapped In.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to finally be releasing the film. It's been a long road, but yeah, just an exciting moment.
I could tell you had a lot of fun working on this film, crafting the story and filming it. So let's hear this first. Is where the original idea came from for the story?
Well, the idea actually kind of germinated from just this feeling I had. This is several years ago, just sort of like humanity on the brink of disaster. There's so many, we're sort of in a precarious place right now. Um, humankind. And so there's so many things that could happen, especially, thinking about the way technology kind of runs our lives and just it's just we're in a precarious position. And so I kind of had this, this vision of what we're facing, as a threat to humanity. I don't really want to give away it's kind of like the ending of the film, but yeah, I started to put these pieces together, and then actually COVID happened. And so at the time, I was also sponsoring a professional cycling team. So that's the team that you see featured in the film. And we were kind of all locked in and trapped in for real. And so I just sort of wove all these kind of elements together and yeah, just kind of created the story.
So the cycling team was in the movie. This was a COVID film.
Well, I mean, in the film, one of the threats that, sort of comes up is and you can see this in the trailer, it's sort of like a quote virus. So that's not what it ends up turning out to be, but that is what you start seeing the news broadcasts, and members of the team start to mysteriously die. At first, they believe that it's humans that are doing it, and then it turns more into a supernatural threat. So yeah, it's sort of the element of a virus is woven in, but that's not actually what it ends up being in the end. So
Yes, ab absolutely. So, how did you want to approach Trapped In? Because it seems like it's that the horror elements, the sci-fi elements. I mean, you could have gone in so many different directions.
definitely. I mean, films today really kind of stick to this, genre, and I understand that, but I kind of wanted to mix it up a little bit and be just kind of creative. And so yeah, you have supernatural elements, thriller elements, sci-fi elements. So there's really a lot in there for all the different types of audiences. And in the end, there's some of it is revealed in the trailer, but the end is a surprise as to what actually this impending threat is. So that's still, you have to see the film to find that out.
Now, it was revealed, that the cycling team is, riding through France, but tell us where this entire production actually did happen and your other character, the house, the trapped in. Where was that? How was that as a production set?
Yeah, so we filmed in the mountains in Malibu. So actually there is a relative similarity to Andorra, which is actually a small country just outside of France, but it's basically, very close to France. And you have kind of a similar type of landscape. So we were, a lot of people when they see the trailer, they see the film, they think that we're in Europe. So yeah, we filmed at actually at my house in Malibu, and because we were literally locked in. So it was interesting to be kind of paralleling reality, what was actually occurring. And it was a really tough time. There was not a lot of productions were taking place in LA. So we were able to work with some amazing talent, some really top, director of photography, cinematographers, Steadicam operators. We really had a top-notch crew, and amazing talent. So we were able to really pull off. Like everybody thinks that this was filmed in Europe, so we were able to make Malibu look like Europe.
So was this a quick production that you had to quickly turn around and because not only you had to have the cycling team, you have to quickly gather a cast on a short notice for something like this.
Definitely. So there was another producer on the project, RJ Collins, and he's been doing films, and so we kind of reached out to our, groups of actors that were friends. And funny enough, we were actually going to film another film. We were preparing to film a different film in Las Vegas. And we had already done a table read with a few of the actors that ended up being entrapped in. And we were all set to go to Las Vegas and shoot this film. And then all of a sudden, the lockdown. So I quickly pivoted, and I already had this sort of like this vision of this other type of thriller film that I wanted to make. And I just, and honestly, in 2 weeks, I wrote the script, and we just pivoted really quickly to, kind of make the best of everything we had. But we were definitely under a lot of constraints, and yeah, we pulled something together pretty amazing, for all that we were facing at the time.
So being a film called Trapped In, was the entire production literally like kind of locked down? Like you guys have to be so close and under COVID protocols per se.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, at that time, everything was pretty much shut down in Los Angeles. And so, people were just so happy to be able to, first of all, work, be creative. We actually had a really fun time shooting the movie. It was a very kind of like it was kind of like a little ray of sunshine in like a really dark time. And we were taking we were taking care to make sure everyone wasn't sick. We were doing the testing the temperature, like trying to follow all the protocol we could. People were wearing masks, the crew. But yeah, so that was a lot, but I think we really pulled it off.
You sure did. So tell us what's up next with you after this?
I have several different screenplays written. I have a Western called Redemption. I have an action film that's called The Last Viking. This has been something I wrote a long time ago. I have a post-apocalyptic film. So I have 5 or 6 different scripts that, I'm really excited to kind of package, and, depending on kind of like the budget and who comes together, who comes to the table, I'm going to see which project goes, but I have a bunch. So, yeah, I didn't want to do anything, until I had this film completed and delivered and out. I just didn't want to start a new project up to kind of divert my attention and my energy. So, but I have a bunch of stuff in the wings, so I'm like really excited for that.
Well, at least you don't have to be trapped with your production crew and cast for any of your future projects. Leah,
Exactly. So I'll have a lot more freedom and a lot more kind of ability. Yeah, trying to film something in one location is definitely it's not easy to do, but I mean, with the psychological element, it's very gripping, and these guys are kind of trapped in, and it moves well. Like it doesn't have a feeling of being of kind of like stagnating and being, it's very kind of like gripping. So we pulled it off. But yeah, being able to like have multiple locations, and that's gonna be fun.
well, you definitely pulled it off. Leah, thank you very much for speaking to us
So
both.
much.
And can't wait till until your next project, and we could do this again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to meet you.